Hey everybody, here is exercise 11-7, which is our week 4 quiz access chapter 11, problem number 7. And so this one wants us to kind of analyze how each of these actions, the dividends or stock splits, are going to impact our total assets, total liabilities, and total equity. And so what's hard about this is again, you have to kind of talk yourself through it. So I'll try to talk you through my process of making these decisions, and we'll see how I do. So the first one is a $16,000 cash dividend. So recognize that a dividend is cash that's paid out of retained earnings to the shareholders. Okay, that's what a cash dividend is. So cash is an asset, and it's going to go down. So we're going to say our total assets decrease. Liabilities are debts. There's no debt involved here. We're not borrowing or lending money to anyone. So there'll be no effect on the liabilities. And then equity involves our capital stock account, which is any money paid in by the owners, and our retained earnings account, which is money that the business has earned. And whenever we pay a dividend, we're paying it out of retained earnings. So it's like anytime the owners say, I want to pull a profit out of the business, they're paying it out of retained earnings and paying it in cash. So we'll say that our total equity will decrease because our retained earnings will go down. So the second one is what's called a stock dividend. In a stock dividend, what we do is we pay, rather than pay out cash, we issue new shares of stock. So what happens with a stock dividend is our total assets don't change. There's no effect on the total assets, and there's no debt involved. So there's no liability change. But our total equity, in essence, what we're going to do is we're going to reduce our retained earnings, but increase our common stock. So we're buying new shares of stock with our own retained earnings. And so there's actually going to be no effect there as well on the net. There is a change in that retained earnings goes down, but common stock goes up by the same amount. A large stock dividend, same idea. There'll be no assets because we're not paying out any cash, no liabilities because we're not taking on any debt. And same thing, our retained earnings will go down and our capital stock will go up. So there'll be no effect overall on the total equity. And then on a stock split, what we're doing is we are actually not paying out any cash. We're just splitting the shares so that now the shares are worth half as much and doubling the number of shares. So we're not even issuing new shares. Now, I've never done this question, so let's do the check and see if I got it right. If I missed something, we can try to talk through why I missed it. So it looks like it likes my answers. I hope my explanation of the answers was helpful to you, and I hope this helps you with some of the other problems on the assignment.